call me out upon the waters.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So 6 a.m. prayer, them friends there, all the man them up, women are still sleeping, of course. I'm saying this because I know this is going on YouTube, but this is what we do. 6 a.m. prayers. Yeah, Camp 2021, it's a vibe. Dan would normally do this, but I have to step up. What else? What was it? Well, yeah, man, this is the lifestyle. We say praise, we have fun, we chill, we vibe, we got energy at 6 a.m. See you next year.
Abounds in deepest waters, sovereign hand will be my guide. Oh, where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed and you won't start now. And I will call upon your name.
will of the Father and not that of your own. So prayer is all about the will of the Father and not that of your own. So it's just that God happens to be a God who's beautifully created it, that we have to pray to receive Him. For anything we want, we have to pray about, we have to ask about it. But we all know it's not as easy as just saying, God give me this, or God give me that. It doesn't always work like that. And even when we do have prayers that appear powerful, prayers that seem grammatically correct, sometimes even those prayers don't even go past the roof, let alone to God. So I feel like this sermon is going to be based around one of the reasons why that could be. There's many reasons why that could be, but this sermon will be about one of the reasons, which is, are we praying in the will of the Father, or are we praying in our own will? So the Bible reference is Matthew chapter 6, verse 5 to 7. If someone can read that for us. Matthew chapter 6, verse 5 to 7.
When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites. They love to stand up and pray in the houses of worship and on the street of corners, so that everyone will see them. I assure you, they have already been paid in full. But when you pray, go to your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. And your Father who sees what you do in private will reward you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just read verse 7 according to the New King James Version. It says, and when you pray, do not use vain repetition as the heathen do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. So throughout the book of Matthew, throughout the chapter of number 6 in Matthew, God warns us a lot not to practice our righteousness in front of others purely for the approval of others. And I think from that verse, that's one thing that I do understand from this, is that when we do pray, or when we do want to pray according to the will, or whether it's as a congregational prayer or as a private prayer, it's important that first and foremost, when we do pray, that it is to glorify God's name. It is for God's name to be glorified. It's not for someone to say, oh, that prayer was amazing. But it's not for someone to say, oh yeah, you're very spiritually led. Or for any form of praise, the main purpose is that for the name of God to be glorified, and not for our own glory or for our own pleasure or praises. And sometimes, we pray and pray and pray, and sometimes it appears that our prayers aren't answered, but I feel like it's rarely ever actually about what we say, but the condition of our heart. So have you been in, I don't know, there might be times where a prayer seems very, very powerful, but then it's like, why was it not answered? But then what's the condition of your heart? What's the condition of the heart of the person that's praying? So that's something that I want us to all consider when we are praying, whether it's congregational prayers or whether it's in the quietness of our room. What is the condition of our heart? Are you using certain words just to appear literate? Are you using certain words because of the person next to you? So just bear that in mind when we are praying, so that we are actually able to pray according to the will of God as opposed to our own will or our own understanding.
sister used the acne set. That's the acne set here. The total for the acne set is about 86 pounds for it. I will go through, just calm down. I will go through it one by one. Yeah, you might not want the whole set, so just calm down. The cleanser is 15 pounds. 50. Yeah, that's the face wash. Yeah, 15 as a teenager. So it's doable, yeah? It's doable. Let me just get the prices so I can give you the direct. I know the set price. So the mask, you see that charcoal mask they were using on their faces? The charcoal mask? Where's the charcoal mask? Somebody got it. The one of this. Okay, it's one just like that, the charcoal mask, the one we're using just now, yeah? That charcoal mask is 18 pounds. Charcoal mask is 18 pounds. The one they put on the half face. That's the detox mask. Everybody needs detox. So it's for everyone. When we say charcoal mask, everybody needs detox. And you use that mask twice a week. Yeah? You use the mask twice a week. We have the moisturizers. Just quietly so that I can have it. So we have the charcoal mask, 18 pounds 50. We have the serum, 13 pounds. We have sports solution. Sports solution, you having all those spots and stuff. That is 13 pounds 50. Yeah? So that's it with the acne set. So when we total all of it together, it's 86 pounds. So you can decide I want to get some of this, get the other one later. But the face wash is 15 pounds. It's doable. And you know, all these products, a little goes a long way. When you buy like a face wash, you will use it for 2 months at least, so it lasts long. And it foams very well.
Name is just a name. Don't call me crazy. And rain don't feel like rain. It's been so calming lately. Love is just a word unless you show it. So tell me what you call me.
66. How many in the Old Testament?
29?
No.
27. 28. 28. 23.
So there are 39 books in the Old Testament. So how many books are there in the New Testament?
27.
Correct. So anybody, so this is open to as many people as possible. You only get one opportunity, right? Anybody, you can say all the books in the Old Testament. From start, what's the first book in the Old Testament? And what's the last book?
Malachi.
Anybody, you can go from Genesis to Malachi. Say Malachi.
Yeah. In order.
He's going Malachi. From Genesis to Malachi. In order.
That's a good
point.
Towards
any product. No, on Friday.
what? That gives them
Guys, what's the first book in the New Testament?
Matthew.
And what's the last book?
Revelation.
Anybody who can go from the first book in the New Testament to the last book in the New Testament is £30.
What about the whole Bible? Is it every single country?
Anybody who can get one.
Alright, I'll
For
take it.
example, no, I don't. It's my and I go Genesis, Exodus, First Kings. No, sit down.
Oh, it's an order.
How many opportunities?
It's an order.
You have to get it right. Yeah? Any questions? Any other questions? This is a song, so it's open to anyone who chooses to participate.
Jacob.
You know what? I'm cutting you out of this deal. Okay.
Jacob.
I'm doing solo. Any questions? So I'll repeat that one more time. So anybody who can go from the first book in the Old Testament to the last book in the Old Testament, how much does it give?
It still looks fresh, innit?
Yeah, it does. It looks nice.
Yeah, the lip balm, the lip balm. Yeah, it's nice.
£30 towards any product. Okay guys, so let's have a 5-minute break, so please go to the loo or stretch your legs and then come back in 5 minutes for our next session, please. Think. Right, so for example, if you have twins,
Bye.
if you have twins that look exactly the same, their body is the same, their soul would be their personality. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's how they think, it's how they reason, it's how they do things. So like I said earlier, for those who weren't here, I've got someone's prayer gown as well. So let me get that prayer gown, please. Like I said earlier, it's important that you understand that at camp, we're trying to be well-rounded individuals. So as well-rounded individuals, it's important that we work on every aspect of ourselves. And this is someone, whose is this? Yeah, you left it in the canteen.
You mean the laptop?
No one? Okay, cool. No one here. Okay, so we're going to have another TED Talk today, and please guys, can we respect other speakers? Someone's that I'm speaking to, some of you, how you guys have inside conversations. It's very difficult to stand in front of people and speak, let alone speaking when people are talking. If you don't want to be here, I prefer you just get up and leave and sit here and disrespect someone. It's rude. Does that make sense? Yeah. I've already said this before and you guys are still doing it. It's disrespectful. Someone can't be sitting there speaking in front of you and they're talking. How do you expect someone to translate a message to you if you're having side conversations? Do you know what I mean? So I can appreciate it's just a second or two. But if everyone has a second or two, that's many, many minutes that people aren't paying attention. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right, cool. Okay, so let's welcome our sister.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. How's everyone doing? Good. Okay, so my name's Bimbo, or some of you may know me as Loretta. Hi Loretta. Hi. And I'm going to be giving you a talk on the power of affirmations. So I'll just give you just a little bit about myself. I work in mental health. I work with people who have anxiety, depression, OCD, so common mental health problems. I kind of work with people who kind of, I don't want to use the word suffer, but who struggle to cope with these kind of conditions. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the power of affirmations, and I know you guys probably have an idea of what it is. So I'm just going to give you some practical things of how powerful affirmations can be to us. I will talk about the benefits of it as well, and I'll also give you how we can kind of apply that into our faith, if that makes sense. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. And I understand that we're tired, that we just had a talk with skincare and it was good, but we are going to do a couple activities just to kind of get everybody present. So the only way you can kind of benefit from this talk is if you engage. If you allow yourself to be honest, to be vulnerable, that's the only way you can kind of benefit from this session today. So there is going to be some things that could maybe press your buttons, but it's not going to be anything too uncomfortable. And if it is, you are allowed to excuse yourself. Is that okay? And we can have a chat afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to call Rachel. We're going to do a couple activities. So she's going to explain what we are going to do. Is that okay? Yeah. So Rachel, can you come up, please? Give it a round of applause.
Give myself to you.
Well done, guys. Well done, guys. How you guys feeling? Great, everyone. Don't leave your partners. How's everyone feeling? Are you feeling in touch with your partners? Yeah. Are you feeling like you see them more? Yeah. This next exercise, I'm not gonna lie to you, you can go really deep really quickly. Hence why I wanted us to do this exercise first so that you guys can connect, because the next exercise you're gonna have to be, as the topic is affirmation, you're going to have to affirm your partner. Now, A and B, put your hands up again. Hope you didn't forget. A's. B's. Amazing. Okay. Look at your partners. Connect again. Go back to connecting. I'll give you 30 seconds to a minute to pull your minds home. A's, I want you to look at your partner. This is serious now, guys, seriously. A's, I want you to look at your partner and I want you to remember a time where you felt let down. Don't tell them, just think about it. Take yourself back to that moment where you felt like someone who was supposed to be there for you let you down.
He deserves the praise today. But everybody all over the room, open your mouth and worship.
Bees,
Hands and bless them in this praise.
do you see how they look? Do you see how their face is? Has it changed? Bees, I want you to put your hand, your left hand, on. So, sometimes when we attach ourselves to situations or events, we tend to blame ourselves, and then sometimes we have these thoughts of, I failed, I'm a failure. And I saw a quote on Instagram that failure is an event, not a person. I'll repeat it again, that failure is an event and not a person. So a situation might have failed. You might have failed a test, you might have failed an exam. A situation may have gone badly, but that does not make you a bad person. That does not make you a failure. It doesn't mean that you have failed your life. But in our minds, sometimes we can think like this. We may not all relate to this, but I know I have. I didn't pass my exam, automatically I failed, I'm a failure. My whole life has failed, and it's only starting. So how did I fail my whole life? How? Doesn't really make any sense, but this is how our mind works sometimes. So, why we should use affirmations, because, like I said in the beginning, it increases our confidence, it boosts it helps us to be able to identify our strengths within us, it helps us to be more resilient. When things are difficult, when things are tough, we can use affirmations to affirm ourselves. The situation may not change, but if we affirm ourselves with positive things, it does something to us on the inside. It's like that physical feeling that you can't really express, but it's more like, okay, I feel okay. Like if let's think about who's in school, secondary school, college. Does your teacher ever like saying affirmations to you to kind of encourage you, to motivate you? Yeah? Okay. And in that moment, how do you feel? Do you feel like pumped up? Like yeah, you can do it? Like you could pass that test, or you could run that race, or you could overcome an obstacle? Yeah? That's literally what it is being able to say positive things to ourselves in order to help us feel better. But sometimes affirmations don't work. They don't always make you feel better, because sometimes how we see ourselves doesn't kind of correlate to the affirmation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hey, this is your truck.
Nah, you can't. You can't.
You can. I have faith in you.
I'm in the
You gotta breathe, man.
Àwọn ogun tó sì ti mọ́rúkọ tí àṣìṣe ń jẹ́, wọ́n ti korúkọ àṣìṣe.
That's game over, man. This guy's like,
Hold on.
Stop it. Wait, is it my game over? No.
You got
Then get the black.
What if you put the black in there?
Oh, yeah, then you know.
Nice. Anybody's game.
Anybody's game. It's fucking expensive.
He's calling up.
You're putting money on it.
Hold on.
Sorry, set him up. You set him up.
Play.
Go on.
Okay, you know I wear this to bed.
Okay, just listen. I just want to be casual thing.
I wear this in the shower.
Casual thing.
I wear this in the shower.
I'm not really hungry. Something wrong.
Stove, bro.
Serious.
This is a stove.
YouTube.
Yeah, facts.
Better come to camp, man. Better come to camp next year, man. This one is serious.
I'm telling you.
This one is serious, man. Harry, go advertise for camp, man. Go advertise.
So guys, this is why you should come to the camp, what's it called, barbecue.
You know what, can I have the camera? I don't think we're appreciating what you're...
Nah, that way.
I don't think... see you cool.
He's trying to do humble.
In it.
No, we're shy,
But the drip is dripping.
The drip is dripping.
The drip is dripping. The drip is dripping.
You know this is not on purpose, right?
Yeah, you know.
I hope you guys know.
Just casual, innit?
It's just casual, innit?
I didn't even know it did anything. I just said,
Like,
let me
okay, I
put
say
some
you wear
casual
this to
clothes
bed.
on.
This is like... What, it's like...
No, this is Tesco clothes, bro. Corner shop clothes.
About how God loves this person and how much God would want this person to see him and know him. I'm sure you do. I know you know people. As we were singing, as you guys were singing songs in English in African accents, which I found quite interesting. Because you've been around something for such a long time, it's an impact on you. And so now when you sing a song, though you are singing in English, you still sing an African accent. But the impact, it's powerful, it's good. Just imagine if we could have that impact on the world. If we could be so in tune with God that actually people do things differently because of us. You look around and you see mummies and uncles and aunties and stuff, and the reason why you sing how you sing, and you're singing particular song that you sang, I found it quite funny, that it was such a strong African Yoruba accent. I've never been there. But it's interesting that we adopt it. We adopt it because of an impact on us. Don't be an idol. It's an amazing opportunity that you're here. And you really got to think about the impact that you want to have on people. I want to say just one thing, and I'll let you guys continue. One, first of all, I'm so, like, I come here and I see people sing, and I feel so humbled. Like, it's just so powerful. I don't want to say anything. I'm just gain from this. It's so powerful. So it's just great. And one thing I will say is, please take yourself seriously and your life seriously. But equally don't take yourself too seriously. What I mean by that is, I really appreciate that the creator of heaven and earth died for you. And is it because there was some weird contract in heaven that you had to fulfill? Because the man who created heaven and earth decided that he wants to be one with man. And because he knew that we couldn't make it as we are, and he needed someone to die for us, he went out there and died for you. And because he's done that, we've been given power to tread on lions and sheep running away from the flood. Amen? Amen. It's about taking yourself seriously because somebody died for you and you've got amazing purpose in this world, but also not taking yourself so seriously, appreciating that there's something bigger than me in control, and actually, all I really care about is pleasing him. And I have no real desire but to please him. I was thinking to myself the other day, I was saying to myself, how can I get myself to a place where I just want to think about pleasing him? Amen? Amen. Are we together? Yes. How do I get myself to a place where all I want to do is please him? Do I get myself to the worst thing that I hate hearing from Christians is, that's not a sin though, that's not that much of a sin, or doing this isn't that much of a sin. It's weird. It's weird. If you saw somebody go to the edge of a cliff, the precipice of a cliff, and started saying, let's see how far I can go, what would you call them? An idiot. Stupid. That's the life of a Christian that goes, I can do this much, and it's almost a sin, but it's not a sin. My sister's looking a bit. The real way that you live is that actually, how do I please him? What do I do that pleases him? What do I do with my finances, or the way I talk to people, or the way I act to people, that pleases him? Take yourself seriously, but also don't take yourself too seriously. Appreciate that God has given you a purpose, it's good to give you something to live for. Appreciate that. It's interesting, I'm saying this now, people think, I don't understand what this means, like purpose. What does that mean? What you've been called into this world to glorify God, and all he wants to do is make sure that he lives through you. You haven't been called to fulfill a set of rules. We've been called so someone who created heaven and earth can live through you. And that's what it is. I got called at this event, and the event was titled Unstoppable God. And I always find those events really awkward to preach at. I'm always going to come to weird. Or the way I talk to people, or the way I act to people, that pleases him. Take yourself seriously, but also don't take yourself too seriously. Appreciate that God has given you a purpose, it's good to give you something to live for. Appreciate that. It's interesting, I'm saying this now, people think, I don't understand what this means, like purpose. What does that mean? But you've been called into this world to glorify God, but all he wants to do is make sure that he lives through you. You haven't been called to fulfill a set of rules. We've been called so someone who created heaven and earth can live through you. And that's what it is. I got called at this event, and the event was titled Unstoppable God. And I always find those events really awkward to preach at. I'm always going to come with a weird message. And I wish I could just say, God is unstoppable, you are unstoppable, go out there and take on the world and be unstoppable. But that would be a load of lies, it wouldn't be true. But God is stoppable. He can't be stopped from making heaven and earth. He can't be stopped from creating the sun and the moon. but it can be stopped from taking control in people's lives. That's one of the only things that's given us power over our own lives. So we say he's unstoppable, and he is, but you can stop him in your own life. You can limit the amount of God we see in you. You have to really deep that for a moment. You can literally limit the amount of God we see in you. Not because God isn't good, because you stopped. There's a powerful story, like an amazing story of Moses. Exodus 4, I think it is. And God's called him. There's a fiery bush, a bush burning anyway. And he's there, and God says, I want to use you, I want to talk to you. He says, not me. He says it again. I'm going to use you. He says, he's not going to use me. I'm not the one they're going to use. I'm a stammerer. You can't use me. And he goes, no, I'm going to use you. And he said, no, again. And God got so angry. He said, okay, don't worry about it. God didn't force him. He said, okay, I'll get your brother Aaron. And Aaron became his second person. But we all know that Aaron's the one that made the calf, didn't he? He's the one that led the Israelites to make the calf. So at that time, Moses, the Bible says there's no man, Micah, more humble than Moses in the world. He was the most humble man in the whole world. Scripture says about him. But he was stopped. He was stopped. I mean, God was stopped in his life. He was stopped because he didn't let God fully take control. So the question for you, no matter how young you are, how young you think you are, how are you letting God enable? How are you enabling God in your life? Is he truly 100% king in your life? Or also stopping God? You shouldn't really sing songs like because those things are part of his unstoppable glory. And we love telling them what to do. We love telling moons and suns, and we love them. Who was it in the Bible that stopped the moon? Was it Joshua? Who stopped the moon from the sun? Was it Joshua? Joshua. And we look at those stories, and we love those stories. You know, Joshua stopped it all when Elijah poured fire down from heaven and it consumed the sacrifice. They're really powerful stories, but we want to command fire to come down. We want God's unstoppable nature in our lives. We want God to do miracles, but we don't want to let him live and reign in our life. We want to stop him. We want to stop him. And the more questions that come to you about how you look, how much money you've got, who your friends are, the more opportunities you have to stop him. So all I'm saying to you today is this. Don't stop God in your life, please. Let him truly be God in your life. Him being God means that he runs the show. He says it and we do it. One of the most powerful things you can get. If someone could say to me, Francis, you can get any virtue from God, that you can keep, become any virtue from God. It wouldn't be to pull fire down. I swear to you, it wouldn't be to pull fire down. It wouldn't even be to get loads of money. It wouldn't even be to fiddle my hands about language. But it would be to be obedient. If someone would say to me, you can always be obedient to God, I would love that. I'll be better than I am now. I would be. But he's got great plans for me that I'm often stopping because of my fear, my insecurities, my pride, my ugliness inside. And I often stop it. So I'm challenging you to be the sort of people that never stops God in my own life. I have to let him reign. He has to always be core. He has to always be the king and sit on the throne. Don't take him off the throne in your life. Let him be there forever. Take yourself seriously. God has died for you and he's got plans for you. Bigger than you can imagine. Take yourself seriously. Also, don't take yourself too seriously because he's the one in control. It's not for you. Amen? Amen. I don't have anything more to say.
The images. Okay, so yeah, what's the differences that you guys noticed? Oh wait, so also, sorry, so because the photography industry is saturated, it's really important to kind of show how you're different or how you stand out. So
Membership. Did you say membership?
I wasn't there. I don't remember the other two. I'm sure there were 3.
I don't think they were M. She didn't say 3. It was FM.
What did she
It was
say?
M.
Mrs.
It was Mrs. K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what did she say?
Benefits, money, and support.
Hold on to me.